celebrar que ya llegó. The moment is now, vacílalo. Dale play y suscríbete, let's go. Voyage of the Santa Marias, Voyage of the Santa Marias, Voyage of the Santa Marias. Oh, 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 oh.
Good morning, Voyagers.
Good morning. Actually, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, it was a late one yesterday. I think we told you guys about that in the last video. But today it was a bright sunny day. It's slightly cloudy now, but that's all right. At least it's not raining as it's been for the past week, really. But
it might later. So.
Yeah, it might later. So, but anyway, we are off to the Zocalo.
Yeah, so like we mentioned earlier, it's like the main square. You know, every city pretty much has one. New York has Times Square. Here is the Zocalo. So there's supposed to be a lot of activities to do, and again, a lot of architecture, and you get to see how the Spanish influenced the city.
We're gonna just walk around, explore, look at the architecture, take some pictures. Take some video and show you guys what the Central Square is all about. Right now we're just waiting for our Uber, so we'll see you in a bit. So they had to drop us off about a block away from the actual Zocalo itself because the streets are closed. But guys, number one, the streets are absolutely packed. And number two, the decorations that are on this square are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so they're getting ready for September 15th, which is their Independence Day. And it's one of the biggest events of the year.
So behind us is the main square, as you can see right in this area. But they got this decoration up, which looks like a moon and some sort of warrior. or something like that. It's a lot bigger than it looks on camera, and it's cool. It's really cool. There's a lot of people in the square, as you can see here, and we'll get.
If anything, we'll look it up and then we'll drop that down below as well.
But another fun fact is that every single year, because Mexico City was built on lakes, and when the Spanish came to colonize Mexico, when they came to Mexico City, what they did was they saw all the temples around, and they started to build the city on top of the lakes. So they drained out the lakes and built on top of it. So the city actually sinks 1 inch every single year.
It does.
Who knows where the city is going to be, or what's going to happen with the infrastructure of the city over the course of the next couple of decades. So crazy fun fact, but let's keep walking around.
So behind me you'll see a replica of a Templo Mayor, which would be where like the emperor would live. And then here is where they raise the flag. So the soldiers come here and they raise the flag on September 15th, and they raise it for about a month before they bring it right back down again. So behind me right here, you'll see that there is a gold balcony. So at that gold balcony on September 15th is where the president will go and does his gritos. So what my cousin says is that it's just him pretty much just saying all the names of everyone who was responsible for the independence of Mexico, and they call it gritos because he's just shouting it out, and it's like a historical kind of like state of address to the country.
All right, so behind us is the Cathedral of the Central History of Mexico. Cathedral was built by the Spanish when they came to colonize, because obviously as part of the colonization, the Spanish brought over the Catholic religion. Now, originally it was actually a very huge Aztec temple where they used to do a lot of rituals and tradition, because this was the central square even for the Aztec people. So they built the church over that, and that's been here for centuries now.
So it's said that inside of the church, till this day, you can still find the ruins of the pyramid that used to stand there before. So it's said that a lot of the architecture from the colonial period is because of Porfirio Diaz. So he was a Mexican who loved going to Europe, Spain and all around Europe, and he loved the Baroque architecture, so he brought that back to Mexico, which is why everything does look so colonial. And if you go straight down this street behind me, you'll walk straight on into the most important theater here in Mexico, which was also Baroque architecture, and it was because of him.
En la nuca. Mira, date vuelta, Azteca. Te preguntarás cómo lo logra. Ya ves que los gordos tienen una nuca de gordo acá. Es con su cara de Voldemort que la hace aquí. ¡Fuerte el aplauso! ¡Venga! Mucha atención. Ok, siguiente nivel. En la cabeza, aquí está esto. Y aquí la gente con las palmas. Palmas, 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 palmas. Feel the bass, feel the bass, feel the bass, feel the bass, feel the bass. Next level.
So, unfortunately, the Museo de Templo Mayor, which has a lot of the old ruins, the Aztec ruins, where they built a lot of the buildings on top of it, unfortunately, that museum itself is actually closed. It would have been awesome to be able to see that, but we're gonna try to see if we can sneak around into one of the little side areas that still looks into it, and see if we can take a look at, even if it's just a little bit. So if you walk around to the back, there's actually a little pedestrian bridge that takes you over the actual temple itself, and you can look into the old ruins. And we're gonna show you a little bit of what that looks like right now. So, check out these ruins behind me. These things are really cool. Anyway, this is supposed to be the capital of Tenochtitlan, which was founded in the 1300s and then was taken over and completely taken away by Spain in the early 1500s, I believe 1521. But man, look how old these ruins are. And then if you can see here, right here, there seems to be some sort of circular structure. Not really sure exactly what that is, but everything around here is really old and really cool.
So if you can see here, this looks kind of like it's buried a little bit, and then if you look at the rest of the Zocalo, they say that the rest of the city is under what is present day here now.
So we just received interesting spiritual cleansing.
Yeah, so it's a spiritual and an energy cleanse.
Yeah, so what from afar looks like just a very touristy way of getting people to come in and donate some money actually felt a little bit different when you get to experience it.
They don't ask for money, they just say if you can donate anything, donate whatever you can.
Your cousin was saying that there's probably some sort of small link to the native Aztec culture, but probably really detached, and it's their way of trying to preserve some of the tradition.
But one of the important facts, I don't think Marco knows this because I was just told, was that during the ritual, if you feel like you got faint or like you got a headache or you got some sort of big feeling like that, that negative energy was removed from you. My legs got jittery at one point.
My legs definitely tingled at some point.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of a burning sensation on my arm, and it wasn't when she actually had the little pit of smoke near me. It just, I felt a tiny little bit of a burning sensation. So coincidence? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But look, I think being here in Mexico City, being able to experience that tradition, embrace it.
Yeah.
What'd you find?
So I've been wanting one of these. So they're hand stitched. It's just a face mask, but they're all hand stitched beautifully. So
How much are they?
so it's 3 for 100 pesos. So what is that? Just
It's
like
$5.
Under $5, yeah.
If there are any questions about if Mexico City is open and ready for business, I mean...
However, we do have to mention that they take COVID quite seriously here. So everyone wears a mask for the most part. And then when you enter every single store or any establishment, they take your temperature and they put gel on your hands, and they have you step into a tray of like antibacterial solution. So it's more than I've seen anywhere else compared to the US and the UK.
My mask just broke. I'm about to go look for a new one right now, so. So we found this random passageway, as you can see from right behind me. And they had a little bit of just stalls set up selling jewelry, t-shirts, things like that. And I was able to get a couple of things. I got a couple of bracelets here. This one with the skull. This black leather one with the gold piece. I got this black necklace thing with a triangle on it. Denise got
crystals. I'm very much into crystals now.
Crystal bracelet. Can't really see it in the light. Yeah. And I think all in all, we spent probably less than $15 US for all that stuff. Awesome find. I'll tag the street exactly where we're at down below.
Behind me we have, remember that theater that I mentioned earlier that if you walk all the way down to on that street, so it was about 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk. So this is it. So it's El Teatro de Bellas Artes. So it was said to be made by Porfirio Diaz. Again, he was obsessed with European architecture, and it really is one of the most important theaters here in Mexico, where they just host a bunch of concerts and things like that. We found Chinatown!
We found Chinatown. It's called Barrio Chino here, so you know what that means.
Chinese food! Our favorite. We love Asian food.
We're gonna go eat.
All kinds of Asian food.
Alright, so guys, we found Hong Kong restaurant. Why? Because there was a big sign that said dim sum.
Dim sum!
So, if you guys don't know already, if there's dim sum, we are probably gonna get it.
Yes, and then we also looked up what was the better restaurant here in their Chinatown, and this was it. So it was meant to be.
I'm hungry. Let's eat. Guys, we're in the party Uber. So I think we get to rest and relax for about an hour and a half. Then get ready, have drinks, and then we headed to the club.
Es que van a llegar las...